Hey, Pisces, Mel, Intuitive Soul Coach here, excited to bring in your September 2025 bonus reading. Today, we are going to dive into the sacred shifts and divine gifts that are unfolding for you, along with messages from your spiritual helpers. Now, Pisces, we have officially entered eclipse season, a time when the universe hits the reset button. Eclipses bring faded changes, revelations, and opportunities to release what no longer serves so that we can align more fully with our soul's true path. So let's see what is opening up for you. 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. This is powerful. Love and blessings fill your life. Harmonious relationships with family members. This is the happily ever after energy. Now, I am getting here for you healing family matters. It feels like the 10 of Cups is showing up a bit sideways. So you may have been feeling a bit restless here, or you have spent some time engaging in what truly brings you joy, what brings you a sense of spiritual and emotional satisfaction. And I see here that many of you are bringing more happiness and bringing more joy into your world by leaning into what inspires you, leaning into the energy of the heart instead of focusing on the struggle, focusing on the setbacks. You are overcoming some of those blockages that have perhaps contributed to a feeling of disconnect, because it feels like you're reconnecting to that sacred self. This 10 is an energy of completion. I feel like endings bringing in new beginnings here. And because this is buried at the bottom of the deck, it tells me that you are still working on creating harmony and blessings, but you are being grateful for what you have. And I feel like you are restoring some sort of harmony in your life. So Pisces, let's dive in and take a look at the messages your spiritual helpers have for you. Now you have White Eagle bringing in ancestral wisdom. This is about connecting to your lineage. There's a family wound or pattern that can now be healed. Exactly. That's that 10 of Cups sideways that I'm picking up on. Some of you may have gone through a family matter that has been heavy. You've been carrying this. I feel like you are moving through the pain. You are healing patterns, maybe even breaking out of patterns that have been ongoing for many, many cycles here, maybe even into your bloodline prior to you being born. It feels like there's ancestral healing taking place. And you have these patterns that may have played out in your own relationships, or perhaps between a mother and a child, or a father and a child here. Maybe you have been working on reparenting yourself in some way, but I feel like there's a lot of wisdom that's also coming through, meaning you have experience. You have gone through a lot of highs and lows, and that's why you're able to move through these wounds. It feels like there's been a lot of healing that has been taking place. Now, I'm getting another message here. If you have not connected with a loved one for quite some time, whether it's because you had a falling out, or perhaps you weren't talking with each other, or maybe this loved one has crossed over. It feels like you may have a dream about them, or you may bump into them, or you may receive some form of contact or communication that helps you heal that beautiful heart of yours, Pisces. So I definitely see family wounds being healed, inviting more blessings into your life. Now you have Odin here. Odin brings in psychic insight. Your third eye is open. See truth for what it is. Follow your intuition. Now, some of you, this family wound has to do with boundaries. Now, you may be guided to love from a distance, especially if someone is unhealthy or someone is causing you to feel unsafe or they are draining your energy in some way, I feel like you are being guided to put up boundaries, not walls, right? Not walls, but boundaries. And if someone is crossing your boundaries here in some way, I just feel like you're drawing a line in the sand. You may have even been working through some of these issues with a therapist, with a counselor, with a coach, with a healer, because I feel like this is energetically kind of buried into your chakra system. So I feel a lot of energy healing taking place here. And if that is unfamiliar to you, it may be something that you are looking into or worth investigating, because that could be beneficial. Now, you are being guided to open up your third eye even more. Some of you are visionaries. Your psychic senses may be enhanced. Pisces, you are someone who may have very powerful dreams, and your dreams could be bringing up some subconscious fears, even causing you to wake abruptly in the middle of the night. Some of these emotional patterns that have played out for you could be showing up where you are aware of what's happening because your subconscious is bringing them to your awareness. And I feel like you have the ability to see something for what it truly is. And by having that sense of awareness, that allows you to release it. It allows you to, be able to heal and move forward. I see a lot of healing taking place here within the month of September. Now we have Freya coming in, and she brings in with her phases and cycles. Phases and cycles. Thank you, Spirit. I heard the name Linda. Linda could be your name, perhaps a family member, Linda. I'm also seeing keys showing up here. It feels like there could be new keys that could be symbolic for unlocking maybe a new level of consciousness. Keys could also represent maybe a vehicle, maybe a new car. It feels like maybe a new home. So it feels like the keys, like important things are showing up for you in September. And for many of you, maybe you've lost a key. All right. I feel like you may even be getting a key replaced, or maybe this is a house key that you leave with someone. I mean, that is showing up strong here. Now, Freya brings in the message of cycles. There is a beginning within every ending. Illusions are revealed. Hello, eclipse season, right? We just talked about this. Illusions are being revealed here and released. So there may have been some unknowns. Oftentimes the moon, which in tarot, the moon is your major arcana, Pisces, which can be about the subconscious. It can be our shadows, it can be secrets or things that are hidden from view. But I feel like you are trusting your intuition because truth is being exposed. Fear is being kind of ripped apart here, where you're like, wait a second. Why was I sitting in this fear energy? Maybe that fear was trying to protect me, or it was an old defense mechanism that I had used, or perhaps I didn't know any other way. And I feel like you are breaking up out of that cycle. So this is a big month of revelation for you. Now, what does your higher self want you to know? What is that voice within guiding you at this time and saying? You have the Lovers. The Lovers, Pisces, is about making choices from your heart, not fear-based choices. Now, how do we know the difference? Fear feels restricted. Fear feels very limiting. Fear can be very loud and very directed and hyper-focused at something singular, but intuition is more expansive. It kind of allows us to breathe again. It can be that subtle energy that we lean into, even though intuitive downloads or insights can be challenging to see. There's a sense of liberation with it. And I see that you are connecting deeply with your heart space, and there's forgiveness here as well, because this is the power of love. When the lover shows up, this is about creating balance within the heart center. Perhaps some of you may have felt stuck in a bad union, or there was a hard choice to make, or maybe you were not in love with someone anymore, or you didn't love what you did for work, or maybe there was a family dynamic where you've come together here and created a sense of stability with someone. And for others of you, I feel like there's a healing mechanism that's taking place here when it does come to the heart. So you are trusting that whatever is unfolding for you, that not only are you connecting to your roots, you're connecting to your lineage. There's a deep healing taking place that's going to allow you to invite more love in all different forms, because lovers isn't just about romantic love. It is a love, for a child. It's a love for what you do. It's a love for your pets and your animals. It's self-love. It is recognizing that there is love in everything that you see, everything that you touch, everything that you do. And you're making choices because you're embodied in this energy of love instead of letting fear take over. Now, what is the block? What is the blind spot? You have here the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Coins. This can be being resistant to change. Now, it could even be that you're dealing with another individual who is unwilling to change their behaviors, their spending habits, or even their own health issues. And that can be a block when it comes to connecting and coming together. There may be opposing views or adversity, and it does affect you in some way, because maybe this is a union between you and another, and you're wanting to save and this person spends. Or perhaps you are wanting to open your heart up, but this person has emotional blockages. It feels like there's incompatibility here that is trying to be worked through in some way. And I see here that you are being guided to apply your energy towards people, places, or things where there's reciprocity, where you're getting back something in return. But if you are putting out all of your energy towards a person, place, or thing, and you're hitting a brick wall, that's the pattern that you are being guided to stop. Right? That's the pattern that you are being guided to break out against here, not continuing to give to a brick wall per se. Now, it says here, when you give, you also receive. This is extremes in how you may save money, how you may spend money, but it's also about your affection. It can be how you hold your affection, or how other people may hold affection from you, but it can also be over giving where you feel drained. So it's finding that balance, that sweet spot between responsibility and taking care of yourself. So that's what I see happening for you. Is it feels like you are finding that sweet spot this month, and things are changing, things are cycling out for you. Your intuition is increasing. You're receiving a lot of visions, a lot of downloads, and you may need time to kind of decompress. You may need time to sit with yourself and focus on, your own heart, take care of you. Maybe some of you're doing some self-care acts that you're incorporating into your daily routines in order for you to come together and be the best wife or the best husband or the best father or mother or friend or coworker. In order to come together in love, I feel like you have to take care of you first. So what is the mirror? How is this being reflected in your life? Now, the Two of Swords, there's cognitive dissonance happening here, where the head is pulling you in one direction and the heart is pulling you in another. There's the choice. Now, the Two of Swords is about making a decision. Instead of over analyzing a problem, you are needing to find a compromise. And that's what I felt with that 10 of Cups here. Even though it's showing up a bit sideways, it's, all right, what do I need to do here that's also best for myself or best for the highest good of all? Some of you may have even been in a bit of a financial pickle with another individual. This could also be with that Four of Pentacles showing up. It can be like hanging on too tightly to your finances, or hanging on towards like a stubborn idea or something that has happened that has maybe bred resentment or greed here. Maybe someone that you're dealing with is very stubborn, and I just feel like there's been a little bit of a tug of war, a bit of back and forth. Now the mirror here that's being reflected is, all right, it's a crossroads, it's a decision point, and I have a choice to make here, and you are being guided to, choose from the heart, but to make a decision that also aligns with the patterns that have been ongoing. If you're going to choose something that you've already chosen in the past, expecting a different result, it feels like, well, that definition of doing something over and over, expecting a different result. And I see here that you are being guided to, lead with the heart, but choose something that you haven't done before, because that could bring in a different result. All right, what's the shift? What needs to be released or even embraced? The star. Massive healing. Wow. All right, so the star is beautiful energy because it comes after the tower. Now, I don't see a tower out here, actually. I feel like many of you, perhaps you've already gone through the tower in the deep or distant past, and this is about believing in yourself. It says the end of a difficult situation. So this is about a dream of yours, maybe a dream come true, or it could be a brighter future. It feels like there's massive healing taking place here. And I feel like this is a wish of yours. There's something being granted, but it may show up in a way that, kind of takes you by surprise. It could be something that it feels like it's out of the blue, or like once in a blue moon. I feel like there's some shifts, some sudden shifts also that kind of wake you up to this realization. Maybe that's the psychic insight coming through. You may have a dream, and through that dream, you're like, okay, this is what I need to do. This is the answer. This is how I need to move forward. So do pay attention to your dreams. But the star tells me that what's shifting here is you're starting to see your dreams unfold, even if they look a bit different than you had originally thought. So what is the gift? What's on the other side of this? What's the bright future ahead leading towards? I love this for you, Pisces, the start of a new life. The Ace of Pentacles. It's your lucky day. New resources of money, of time, or even support. A change in job, a change in promotion. This could also be your physical health, your well-being, because this is the Pentacle realm. This is our finances, our home, our possessions, our health, our body. So there is a change when it comes to this area of your life. And I do feel like there could be maybe even a financial win here that comes your way, a reward. It's a bonus. It could be a new job. It could even be an inheritance. It feels like there is a shift coming in that allows you to feel more complete, or it allows you to feel like, wow, I made it. Like I made it through this hard time, or something that has been a bit challenging, a cycle, right? There is a beginning with every ending, and there is your beginning. But some of you have struggled within the ending because it feels like the ending was drawn out longer and longer and longer. So maybe something was delayed, or some of you may have felt like it's taken a long time to get here. But the Ace of Pentacles tells me your hard work is paying off. You deserve this win. Pat yourself on the back, Pisces. It didn't come easy, but it's going to be worth it. Now, what is the outcome? What's the integration here? The action or even mindset to carry forward? Keep that beautiful heart of yours open, right? Queen of Cups. This is about you embracing your psychic abilities. This is your energy, Queen of Cups here. You are someone who is highly intuitive. You're empathic. You pick up on the energies. You read the subtle cues and you feel when something is off. You're very giving. You're very understanding. You're someone who is very kind. Don't lose that part of yourself. I feel like you can still help be of service. You can still nurture and take care of others, but make sure that you are giving that nurturing, that love, that care that you dish out so freely for others. Give it back to yourself. Follow your heart, a love of home and family, trustworthy psychic information. Now, oftentimes the Queen of Cups, she could be a psychic, she could be a tarot reader, someone who is in the caring profession, but also I feel like this could be your personal life. So even if, professionally you're not in that type of role, personally you are. Like your family may rely on you. Some of you, this also has to do with perhaps aging parents, or it could be, taking care of children. There's other people around you here. And I feel like you are someone who is very understanding, who is very loving. And there is a shift here in a family dynamic. Maybe someone's moving in together. That could be the keys. Maybe someone is going off to college. There could even be a new family member entering, right, through birth. There could be some big changes coming through. And I see that you are following your heart. Your heart is full of love. And even though you may have gone through some highs and some lows, I don't feel like you're shutting down this area. Or perhaps you had to go through a period of withholding affection so you could give all of that affection into yourself, right? You may have had to go through a recovery here of healing that beautiful heart. But now that you feel more balanced, now that you feel more open here, I feel like you get to start again. Now, the Queen of Cups also is someone who fosters genuine connections. Now, what that means is surface level is not going to cut it for you. Remember that sweet spot that we talked about earlier, Pisces? Your sweet spot is finding connections where you thrive with others, whether it's your friends, whether it's your children, whether it's your partners, your coworkers, your clients, whomever you are surrounding yourself with. Maybe this is complete strangers that you say hello to at the gas station, or you strike up a conversation while you are in the grocery store line. I feel like you are embodying that energy of love. And when you smile, at someone, most of the time they're going to smile back. And when you are putting out that act of love, you're going to see it return back to you tenfold. And that's what the 10 of Cups is saying here. Tenfold energy of love and blessings filling your life. A lot of harmony here in relationship dynamics. This is about, family members coming together where it feels warm. It feels inviting. And unfortunately, there may be certain people who are not willing to open up to this energy quite yet, if ever. But I feel like you are again choosing to love from a distance. You're able to recognize that is their healing path. That is their journey. And as I always say, we can lead a horse to water, but we can't make it drink. So you're not here to change anyone's mind. You're not here to force, and you're not here to make anyone see your side. You are here to lead by example, and you have done so much growing and evolving. You've come to this space where not only are you emotionally mature, but you have a handle on those heavy emotions, meaning you're not letting them take the reins, because you are aware that emotions are like waves. They crash to the shore and they dissipate, and all you can do is hang on to that wave, and go for a ride, because eventually that's going to settle. And I see that you may be a teacher of some sort. You are a healer for sure. And you've been working on filling your own cup, not people pleasing and not taking things so personally. Now I'm being shown here the 4 agreements, the book, the 4 agreements. And one of the agreements is never take anything personally. And I feel like that is something that you may have struggled with, but you are getting better and better every day. day. Pisces, that is what I have for you. If you enjoyed the reading, please give it a thumbs up. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And if you are interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video.